Hey YouTube. All right, so as promised, I'm gonna try to get a video going here of me actually working on something in the process of troubleshooting it. So this is a Stihl MS211. I got this from a buddy who got it from a contractor, and this is before I've cleaned it, before I've done any really much of anything to it. I did run it briefly. It'll run for a little bit and then just poops out. So I replaced the gas with fresh gas, and started working on it, and I was like, oh shoot, I need to record this. So I tried running it. You'd try to hit the gas and it would bog down. So it's usually an indicator if it's either running way too lean or it's way too rich. So I pulled the spark plug out. This is a different spark plug. It's oh gosh, got a bad glare there. CMR 6H. It's pretty small in comparison to like a normal size. Looks like it's got the same, it's a little bit colder plug. Typically that number on there, the 6, is an indicator of the temperature of the spark plug, of which combustion happens. And then these BP MR7s are typically what's in most of the chainsaws I have. This guy's a little bit smaller. I don't know, maybe it's better for the block, I don't know. So anyways, I pulled the spark plug out of it, and sure enough, it was just wet. Cleaned it off with a little bit of carburetor cleaner, and it's kind of crusty. Boy, especially if I get on camera there, you can see that's pretty crusty. I don't have another one like it. So, and I did do a spark test, and it does have spark. I don't know if I'll be able to do this easily. So you guys can watch that. My fingers being in the way. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do it. Oop. I think I just took a picture. You probably saw it just briefly spark. It's gonna be hard to read. There it goes. See, it is sparking. All right, so it was a little bit loose too. It wasn't all the way in there. I'm gonna put it back together. I did notice too, I don't know if you can see it real good. Yeah, that top butterfly for the more air going in is really, really, really dirty. That tells me air filter wasn't sealed in real good. This thing probably wasn't cleaned very often. So I'm gonna have to get to work on that, cleaning it all up. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna try to get it going here, just see if we can get it running. This is kind of like one of the first few steps in me kind of working on one of these things. Figure this out first, and then go from there, find out what else it needs. So it does feel like it has compression. I haven't done a compression test on it. I don't even know if I have one for that size. I might, I don't know. It's all right, yeah, I'll come on back, figure out what we got here.
All right, it is running. It was really rich. It's still running really rich right now. I may end up having to take the turbo to apart. Tear it apart, do a rebuild on it. I wanted to get it really good and hot first. Make sure it's gonna clean everything out. See what happens.
All right, well, after tweaking around with it for a little bit, I took off the restrictor for the high end. This little, there's a camera. There's a little plastic piece that only allows the high end to go so far. So I got it to run. It was running. Got that off and was making some adjustments on the carburetor, and right out of the gate, I noticed that the carburetor, the low end, was way out. That's probably what was making it so rich. And you can see right here, in order to get it to kind of run, I had to run it really, really rich. And by rich, I mean turning those screws out, giving it more fuel. I've seen this kind of thing before. My next step is going to be to look for an air leak somewhere. And if you noticed with the video, part of the video where it was running, there was kind of this rattling sound. I haven't turned off the clutch yet. My guess is just kind of I should say my instinct is the seals and the bearings are shot. Probably had somebody put straight gas in this and ran it. And then they could get it to run after tweaking with it, you know, turning the idle screws out and giving it more gas. But you know, at that point, the damage is probably already done. It's also possible that maybe there's an air leak up here in the carburetor somewhere. So my indication was kind of right. I haven't done a compression check on it yet. It does feel like it has decent compression, but if those bearings are shot, and as long as the cylinder and the piston's okay, I can put new rings on it too. It's not that big a deal. But it's worth putting some time and money in. Again, this will probably be another one that I'm going to sell. Sorry for the mess in here. This is late summer, early fall, and I'm kind of like in the I don't really care what my garage looks like mode. I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time out here in the winter working on stuff, so I'll have all kinds of time to clean everything up. So I'd rather enjoy the outdoors right now. So that's, yeah, that'd be my next step. Since I have to run this thing so rich, just to get it to run at all, and run half decent, that's probably what it is. It's probably an air leak in there somewhere, which is requiring to add more fuel to compensate for it, and that's why I can't get it to quite run right. And or maybe the rings are shot. But if you're going to tear the motor all the way apart, take it out and rip it all the way apart and reseal it, you might as well just put rings in it. They're only like, I don't know, you can shop around and probably get them for 30 bucks. It's not that expensive. And then you got new rings. So long as the cylinder is not scored in the piston. So, we'll see. Maybe next part of the video will be with it all redone. I don't know. Or maybe I'll take you on the journey. So that's what we got so far. This is just kind of what I do, tinkering with them. You have any suggestions? I don't know, leave them in the comments. I think I'm going to call this video Super Rich Germans. So I think Stihl's German, right? Super Rich Germans.